Yeah, so you guys recognize the game? This is the Remastered Rails Unlimited. I'm trying to play it, hopefully without any difficulties. Knowing my luck, that's probably not going to happen, so you're just going to have to bear with me on this as this thing crashes. So far, it's running fine. Don't know why it won't run like this when we're recording, but oh well. There's an issue. Oh, look at this. It's an American streamliner passing through a British town. That's funny. Vermilion Rail fan, welcome to the stream. I haven't seen you around here in forever. Oh god, yeah, you see how it lags right here? It's like for some unknown reason it lags. I don't understand why. I think it's just due to the day and night cycle. Josh Train Pilot, what's up, man? Yeah, Vermilion, I forgot to mention, if any of y'all are interested in Fruit Boat, a regular on the channel and all my streams, made a Discord server for fans of the channel. I'll link that in the live chat real quick. Good God, that thumbnail is terrible. Remind me, guys, to fix that. My God, that thumbnail's horrible. Ugh, I was trying to get a better thumbnail when that came up. I accidentally hit the go live button instead. Only me, right? You can see just how bad the game is actually lagging my computer as a whole because the tabs are not loading in right. So it may end up crashing. This whole thing might crash. Like, well, yeah. Computer as a whole because God dang it, that's not what I meant. Alright. Yeah, you see how badly the game is lagging? It's literally almost like stop motion for me. That's how bad it is. By the way, I'm trying to get it so that there's not like this white sort of hue towards the bottom edge of the computer screen. Let me know if that's still visible because I really don't know how to get rid of it. I can't, actually. Yeah, it's literally like when I'm running into other trains. That's literally when the lag starts. Haha! There we go. Let's see. I'm going to just close that so I don't have to get. So that way the reaction's a bit more genuine for them. Like, yeah, see here, like, for instance, it looks like it runs fine when there's, like, nothing being generated, like, no buildings, no trains, but, like, right here, like, see, when all this generates, it lags, which is odd. Oh, yeah, there goes the Intercity 125 in my face, all aboard the Epilepsy Central. Let's just get out of there. Oh, God, he's lagging me. I can barely move. Yeah, so it's literally like when other trains and all are generated, that's when it seems to lag, from what I can see. Hey, Oz. Yeah, I'm sorry about the lag, y'all. I mean, that's both due to the stream and the game. The game is lagging, and I'm pretty sure the stream is lagging, so the quality may be terrible, so I apologize in advance. Well, so far it's not freezing on my end. Yeah, you see how the game is just lagging out right there? Yeah, so it's literally whenever there's trains spawned in, and it's like, it's either like when trains and terrain spawn in. Thank you, Kevin. Oh, by the way, the stream link, the Discord link is in the live chat here. Even though I already sent it once, I'm just letting you know in advance. Oh my god. Someone needs to despawn the Intercity 125 here because it's really slowing me down. Oh god, the lag, Jesus. This seems to only be happening. Chip 5587, Greedo, welcome back, y'all. By the way, here's something interesting. I actually, on Google Documents, have a list that I made a while back, well before this remastered version came out, of trains, of locomotive slash detail and train suggestions for the game, which never really got looked at all, so... Yeah, no one on the Rails Unlimited development and or model team was interested, even though a lot of the trains would have made this a lot more interesting, because it's vintage stuff like this right here, like these F units. That's what I like as far as railroading, because as a rail fan, I never got to see any of this, both in revenue or preservation. Well, I've seen vintage trains and whatnot in preservation, but never when they were used for revenue service. I was born after that, all of that died out. But yeah, you see... I'm curious, who's following beside me in the Tesla here? Who is this following beside me in the Tesla? I'm curious. Oof. Oh, Josh, what's up, man? Of course! Of course it'd be the desert where the train runs the best. I'm stunned. Alright, I'm probably going to move over to the classic version. I can't... This is why I hate hashtags so much. Really? See, that takes me off. Man, leave it to like the mainstream media to just ruin everything. As far as like freaking Roblox, Jesus. That shows just how bad my game lags because of this. Like literally, listen, you can hear the sounds of the game even though the game is no longer up and running on here. That's how badly it lags this computer as a whole. Yeah, see, the whole thing is lagging. No joke. Oh, that might be why. Let me close Steam. That might help. I didn't know that was still open. I would have closed it. There it goes. Let's see here. Let me find that list real quick because it's on here. I just got to find it. I'll be the first to ever really see it. So, well, not the first, but y'all will. Time I've ever shown it publicly. If any of y'all can make these models as detailed as what's on the game currently, I'm going to be impressed. For right now, I've got to find it because it's been forever since I found it. There it is. I found it. No, the computer is from like, I think 2013. Take note, before This was like for Rails Unlimited. Take note, it's now Traincraft because that was a Minecraft train game that even this computer couldn't handle. And that says something. I mean, look at this. Look at the lag. It's just like impossible. Like, see, look, it's lagging to the point where I can't even type. Well, Grado, I'm glad you still have it. But the thing is, nobody on the Rails Unlimited thing is interested in building any of these trains, which is just so unfortunate. I mean, sure, don't get me wrong. As a Rail fan, I'm glad to see a game like this on a platform that people are able to play on, and yes, I'm glad to see detailed models, but at the same time, I'd like to see models on the game that show older railroad equipment. I don't mind the newer stuff, the more modern trains, but it's nice to show what the equipment that led and paved the way in some cases for the modern equipment that's shown here. Like bullet trains, for instance. Those weren't around in the beginning. And, like, for instance, the Metroliner and the E60 weren't the first electrics that ran on the Northeast Corridor. You had, like, GG1s and before that, steam locomotives. I know, and that's the thing. Abdul really needs to just, like, he's added the trains from Unstoppable. He's added the train from Atomic Train, but there's two films that show. There's two other train films that I remember really well. One of which is The Fugitive, which if any of y'all have seen the movie, you'll know where they did the train wreck. They did it on the Great Smoky Mountains Railroad, which I've actually seen. I actually saw the locomotives they used for that scene because when I first went there back in 2005, they were the excursion we went on past them. When I went back in 2016, though, we did the Navahala Outdoor Center excursion behind 1702, so we didn't go the other way. If I ever get to go back up to Bryson City, I'll be sure to ride the train going in the opposite direction, either to Dillsboro or where they have the tunnel. I forget which way, but yeah. As you can see, like, these two wouldn't have been hard because there's literally a base 440 model in Roblox. It's not of the same kind of mechanics as what's in Rails Unlimited, but they could take. I mean, this is something that wouldn't really be. I'd imagine it wouldn't be this hard to model. I think if you took a general 440 model that's in Roblox already and changed a few things around with it, you could make it to where it's compatible with Rails Unlimited and still be detailed. And I remember, at least from the film version of The Great Locomotive Chase, the consist that the General had. It had, I think, 3 boxcars behind it, and I think 3 or 4 coaches, because if any of you history buffs here remember the raid, their Union spies actually got the boxcars and the engine. They had uncoupled the passenger consist and left it behind in Kennesaw, which back in the Civil War was Big Shanty. That consist was really what they utilized, and of course as the Texas came along after them, they uncoupled each boxcar. They uncoupled 2, and I think they tried to burn one, but keep in mind, I don't know if that's what actually happened. I'm going off the film version, which was filmed on the Tallulah Falls Railroad. But as you can see, there's just tons here. I've basically made a roster like steam locomotives here from like 440s to pretty much everything else. Like, see here. Yeah, that's Abdul. Like, the thing is, if Abdul wanted to make his own game, he should make it where... Like, the thing is, if Abdul wanted to make a train game to where he was in charge, he might as well have made the game, just say, for instance, be based in his own... Be one which is set in his home country and has trains that fit the country in general. You know it? Not from multiple countries. If he wanted to do a game like Rails Unlimited where it has what the player would hope to see, then he should turn that over to those who are most experienced with the game. Like, for instance, if he wanted to say, like, for instance, Hot Steel, if he wanted to do something like that, he could, and he could work on it on his own time. And if he wanted, so that way, if he wanted to just quit the Rails Unlimited thing or move on from it, he could turn it over to those who he knows would take it in a far better direction. Like, say, Coaster Team, for instance. Coaster Team has videos of the game, and I think even photos from of some of the models. He could turn it over to Coaster Team or whoever he trusts the most with keeping the game going in the right direction, and he could probably give the creative decisions to the people who model the trains. And really, he should let people put suggestions in, because he used to do that, and now it's like it's either his way or no way, which is just so unfortunate. I mean, if he didn't want this game to be full of what anyone else wanted, he would make it be like what I said, be based around his home country and have the trains from his home country. It's that simple. That's the thing, like, to be fair, I know Abdul has good intentions. I can't blame him for it, but either way, like, he shouldn't be a dictator when it comes to a game, because a game is going to attract a huge public audience, especially if it's popular. And if you have a target audience, which in this case is rail fans, they're going to want to see stuff like this in this list here. They're going to want to see different trains. They're going to want to see different locomotives, rolling stock, motive power. You can't have it all as one thing or another, or one specific type. Like, it can't all be modern diesels or electric locomotives. People are going to want to see older equipment. They're going to want to see steam locomotives, vintage diesels, electric locomotives, you name it. They're going to want to see it. And there's so many different types of steam, diesel, and electric trains from all over the world that you could really make probably 3 or 4 games out of them all if you wanted to. Yeah, like, well, the thing is, I mean, if he keeps the game going in the direction it's going, he's going to lose the fan base that's made it so popular. The thing is, what basically in short, and Abdul, if you hear this, I'm not hating on you at all, but in short, in the more simplest term, you need to let there be, as far as with the trains go in the game, you need to let there be more creative freedom for those who model the trains and for those who want to see certain trains in the game. And I understand it takes time to model these things and to make them and implement them into the game. I get that. I get that a lot. But the thing is like, the thing is, though, is if you basically make it to where no one has an option or a chance to suggest certain things, then you're going to lose your fan base and your following. That is a very bad thing for a game developer. If you lose your audience, then the game will fail. And a game can easily fail just because the person who made it wants it to follow one thing. If you have it follow one thing and have no creative liberty or no creative freedom, then that's going to basically ruin the game or make its audience flatline, meaning it won't get any larger and it won't get any popular. Or it won't gain any popularity. It'll just sit there at the same level and stagnate and then eventually decline. Like, for instance, there's a steam locomotive roster here that would give a huge variety to the standard steam locomotive list. Right now, in standard for steam, in other words, like, hang on, let me redo this because the stream is about to freeze up, I think. Right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to let the phone cool off for a few minutes. So here's the list. as I was saying earlier, this was something I came up with. I basically got every single steam diesel and electric locomotive that I could think of in order to make this. You've got from 440s to even some locomotives that no longer exist, like the Milwaukee class road steam locomotives, which I have right here, scrapped in real life and whatnot. Most of these actually, believe it or not, are preserved. There's actually a lot that are scrapped, but yeah. Train boy, how are you, man? Haven't seen you in forever. Yeah, I'm going to share this here. So here's the link to this. It's about to be posted, which is it's posting right now. There we go. So you guys, if any of you want to see this, you can. I've got it so you can comment regarding some of these. Yeah, there's even British rail diesels here too. There's diesel locomotives, and this is actually larger than the steam locomotive list, believe it or not. What's funny is they could easily model this. If they've got like a GP30 model that they have, if they have one of those, they could easily use that for this. They just have to reskin it and maybe come up with a parody name for this. Instead of maybe Southland, they could do Northland. The locomotive, in fact, for the used in the movie End of the Line belonged to the Missouri Pacific, to be fair. But as you can see, I got the link stick where it had as much information about the locomotive as possible. And here's the electric locomotive roster. It's not as big by any means. But you can see right here, Pennsylvania Railroad GG1, and they could easily just duplicate the model to have it in different road names, including NJ Transit and the heritage schemes that they have. See, like right there, GG1. The problem is they need to add, they need to get people who know how to build these in Roblox and to build them to where they're detailed. And they don't need to have multiple parts because I know they don't want stuff that lags. So they need to have someone who knows how to build these right and build them to where they're detailed and don't lag. But one thing I do want them to be accurate about them, the horns, and the same thing with bells. Like for instance, the GG1, Pennsylvania Railroad used bells off of scrapped steam locomotives. In fact, I think someone has, let me see here, GG1 bell. Let's see. Yeah, right here. I know this is copyrighted considering I got Carl the Curvian filmed this, but yeah, this is essentially, I'll only play like a bit of this, so to give you an idea, this is off of GG1, so he's, by the way, Carl, congrats on getting this, man. That's rare enough. So yeah, that's basically what it sounded like. It's this electric locomotive that has essentially the bell of a steam locomotive, which is nice. Let me mute this so there's no echo. There we go. Now here's one where I think only has like the only train consist idea here. Like I suggest other train cars or train consists regarding this here. So essentially this is it right here. I mean, that was just an idea. I mean, if they could optimize the game later on, then that would be nice. But you can see here, this is it. I mean, there's information regarding them. This is literally just bridges they could add if they wanted to. I mean, these are also, by the way, examples. So, yeah. But this was the only, I guess you could say, locomotive which has its own train consist, because it's essentially like the Metroliner, but older. These are wicker liners, if you get the idea. Train boy, I'll join in a minute, but yeah. You can see here, this was meant to be a very... I mean, I guess this is what I would do if I actually was good at making games and modeling for Roblox, but sadly I'm no genius with that, so I wouldn't be able to build or do any of this. But, yeah, this is just my ideas. Now, of course, A44 and 4014 essentially have been added, and the Atlantic, Pensy Atlantic has been added. So that's done, in a way. So technically, if anybody who works on the game wishes to put like, I don't know, added or something along these, or some of these, please let me know, because, yeah. Now here's what I was hoping could be added. This is a 280 that last ran in 1986, which, bear in mind, it ran in freight service. It was never retired. Well, it was retired from its original railroad, but still, like, yeah. Here's a locomotive, and actually right here, these are two locomotives that I got to see in person nearby me, with 208 here being the only locomotive nearby, but I'm actually changing this to 209 because that one's in better shape and could probably get better photographs of. I've seen these two locomotives in Roanoke, but I haven't been back since. But yeah, like, you could probably see why I would hope they would add some of these, because, yeah. I love it. They have a train named Silver Streak, but it isn't the exact train. But you can see, like, I've included links to almost everything on here. So if they did want photos or information regarding the locomotives or trains, they could easily access it. Not to mention, if they searched up the exact type here, they could find pictures if they wanted to model it. Train Boy, I'm going to be on the classic version of Rails Unlimited, so, yeah. I see we have 5 people in here. Who is participating? Let me know who you are. I know Train Boy's here, and I know Kevin's here. Man, I wish this thing would let me know, or would show everything, or everybody in the participants page. Even though if they don't say anything in the stream, that'd be nice. That way I can actually shout them out easier. Alright. Oh, why did I close that? Dear God. No. Close that. Go over here. Classic. 4449 is one of the engines I'd hope for them to add. And to be fair, they could do the Daylight in 3 different livery variants. American Freedom Train, the black Troop Transport Black, and of course its famous Daylight livery. And what's funny, I think I put Pierre Marquette 1225, I doubt it. I don't remember if I did, but either way, they basically solved that problem for me by adding the Polar Express, so I think that's safe to... yeah. Really, though, I don't think Jesse should worry about the whistle audio from that thing, because technically, that's Pierre Marquette, one of Pierre Marquette's actual whistles that is used on excursions. So technically, it shouldn't be copyrighted. Besides, Warner Brothers can't exactly copyright that because the engine uses it. Or it did use it, one of the two. Oh, Lord, I don't know. Right. Well, what have we here? Like, for instance, right here, you can see in the classic version they've had it doesn't lag. or doesn't lag as bad. Now let's see if the new train that was added in to the remastered version is here. Let's see. SC1522 there. Alright, now let's see. It should be here. Okay, no, this isn't added. Okay, so the Skyline one isn't here yet, so they might add that in later. Might. Could someone please move off the track so I can actually spawn this thing? Alright, want to do this the hard way, eh? Now here's something funny. I don't think I actually ever put in the list a Rio Grande unit, but the Athens Line Railroad actually has one in original Rio Grande paint. I've seen it. The engine number is 3077. I will say, though, one steam locomotive and train consist I'd love for them to add if someone else ever does take over the game would be the train consists from the Denver and Rio Grande narrow gauge and the subsequent scenic roads that came in the wake of their abandonment back in the 70s, like the Denver, Cumbres and Toltec, Georgetown Loop Railroad, and Durango and Silverton, for instance. That'd be nice to see. Oh dear. Oh god. I get familiar. I can honestly just imagine that. Just like suddenly just projectile vomits like a geyser of like puke or something and just all over the place. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. $4070 282, what's up? Well, it really did go as fast as an arrow, I see. I think I might bring out something that should be more appropriate to derail. Penn Central, dang it. Oh, it's random. So let's see. If it's random, that means won't it have different liveries? Let's see. I'm going to be stunned if it's in a Pennsylvania Railroad livery. Really? Stop taking up track one, whoever they are. Stop taking it. You know what? Screw it. Let me just go to the most remote place. Let's see. I'm sure nobody will take it there. Perfect. As you can see, we're running long hood forward here. Same as the YouTube channel you're watching, minus the 2000 in the spaces involved. To be fair, though, this piggyback train would not be carrying just all of the same. These piggyback trains wouldn't carry truck trailers that all had the same logo. It'd be different companies on one train. You'd have quite a few, actually. You can tell it's an alcohol, right? The RS11 chug is clearly evident. My friends list is full. I don't mind if you follow me, though. What's going on down there? Oh, this is what I'm... Oh my God. Lord of mercy. So someone has 1522, eh? Two can play at that game. More blue comet, dang it. Oh dear. Juniato Reeves, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, and welcome to the channel. Oh yeah, well there goes the Horizon Express. Looks like the Horizon Express didn't go on Clear Horizons. Jesus.
Hey, don't go downstairs without shoes on.
Why? Why?
Cut it off.
Why?
I thought it was live. Donovan, they were arguing.
Alright, I'm gonna have to keep talking because my Never mind. One thing I noticed, I like how all the stuff shines. Like, I like that. I like how the classic version, it almost looks like the paint actually has a shine on the trains. I like that. Which technically would be realistic because the, excuse me, if you see a recently restored locomotive or a recently painted one, it's shiny. It's really shiny. And I like that the old version of the game has that little detail. I don't think they had planned on that, but I like it. Even if it was sort of an unintentional thing. That's just me testing to see if the stream is alright. Let's see here. I'm going to turn the volume up just a bit. Daylight Nate, please quit spamming that in the chat. You're going to get kicked if you continue. That's something I don't want to have to deal with. Our quality, dang it. There we go. Perfect. Right, heading into Memorial Fields. Let's see. Daylight, don't tell everybody to leave or I'll leave. No one not every, this isn't just for fans. You hear me? Do the end of discussion, which means nothing further. Oh yes, Santa Fe. Trying boy, I can't. My friends list is full, and since there's over 200 people in it, I don't want to have to go through the process of trying to remove them all. I'm gonna end the stream for the night, so yeah, I'll see y'all later. Till next time, this is Railroad Preserver 2000, signing out.